first of all, formally. My entrance was upon the invitation of the people who were kind of formatting the idea about what is NDI, and especially into the principles of how this project would affect collaboration in a different sense, meaning like questioning what the collaboration means in a sense of ownership, responsibility, and intervention into this process, let's say, which is a process of one, of two or more people. So I was invited, especially, I think it was Dragana Ofirević, she invited me, because in that point I somehow wanted to be away from some of the activities of NDA, and then appeared to me that this project would enable me to experiment into these different positions what I mentioned, because for me if I kind of do this not only historical analysis or the knowledge of our collaboration, this was really important in a sense of that we were ready in that time to open up the possibilities that we can discuss, confront and contest each other's in this question by doing things together. So and somehow this project for me, it was an invitation that we collaborate under the other circumstances, especially because we were collaborating into this let's say relation as producers, organizers, I don't know, initiators of the idea. So our roles then in that moment could have shifted. So this was the important point why I actually decided. More or less it was even naive in a sense of I said, okay, then I will jump on and I'll see, because I really want to kind of like put myself a bit away, because already we were like really working on different issues and activities that we developed in the past years. And then when I went to this meeting that was organized in Biljana, 2013, then I kind of was already affected, or I have got the virus. And then I found myself how I wanted to put the name on all the ideas, especially because always it was connected with the people that I also wanted to be part of, not of their private but professional lives, because that for me was the most important actually thing for my personal professional development, which I can say that really affected emitting it into the larger, let's say, environment, I would name it, not the scene in which I work mostly. So I have this, I would say, two roles.
Yeah.
And this makes me really schizophrenic sometimes. And this is this role of being a coordinator of the larger European project, but not only coordinating the local, let's say, issues and activities, but trying to coordinate all the aspects in the regional level, from the kind of like finding a way how we can connect the programs to how we communicate it, not towards us and towards the, I don't know, larger public, but also towards the founders, partners, and else. The other schizophrenic point is this creative financing, kind of like puzzling, how we can all enter into this without, without being, without positioning ourselves like, okay, we have money, so okay, only Macedonia can enter into this, but not the rest who doesn't have the finances. So also this is my part, and really make me crazy over the years, but so far I'm proud of us that we managed, because we never had enough money to really invest into something that from my perspective, is one of the most valuable things that happened in the last 10 years in this region where we exist as human beings, but also as professionals. This is the one role, and sometimes it's very difficult, because there I'm a representative, or the representative, but I represent these multiplied bodies and minds and wishes and ideas, and it's really something that made me be so aware and awake in different moments, that I really had to not only present my personal and individual wishes, but really I cannot be a voice of everyone, but at least to be aware that there are many voices that need to be heard in that sense, but not only heard, but also to have the possibility to work in this, let's say, project or environment. So this is the one, and the second one is me as a person, as an individual, with her own ideas and wishes and personal needs, let's say, not personal but professional, wanting to participate in different ideas that I find, for example, very important. But then not only for myself, but also I would put it into, let's say, this Macedonian context, which is the third role that I represent somehow, but not only me, but it depends who. And I think that the people which are a bit more involved into everything, they understand, and but because many of us, some have made a distance over some period, maybe they have some questions sometimes, but I think it's I wouldn't have a problem if they have issues about this, because I find it normal is not the word, but I find it, how to say, what is the other word for this? I find it
unusual.
It's not unusual, because then I can be a presentation of a body of a power, being in these positions from a distance. But that's not the reality, because the power comes with the other possibilities that you take it as a person, or you're very aware and you kind of dismantle or you distribute this in that sense. What I find very difficult in this, that I take these responsibilities, because sometimes I think, okay, maybe others cannot do it, or they don't want to do it, and then I think that, okay, maybe if I don't do it, it won't happen. And I think this is something that I have to decide in the long term, that I have to give it back or give it to the others in that sense, because this is sometimes it can be personally also a dangerous position in that sense. For me, NDI, I projected that would give to the people that I worked with, or to all of us, a possibility to extend our professional practices, which we lacked in that time. And I found that in some way this have happened to certain people which really accepted this. Those which stayed aside for different reasons, I think that this project didn't, or this activity didn't really give anything. But also I didn't project many, for example, results besides this one. And because I knew the people, I expected that this would be articulated into something that would be concerned as a valuable thing that we produce, but not only as a product of something, but as a process through which we needed to pass and to go by. Because I think that possibilities to compare ourselves in many different instances, some people artistically, some theoretically, some, I don't know, in many different issues and stances and let's say positions, that gave to the people something that they didn't have before. This is one thing, and the second thing is that I didn't expect it that we will fragment ourselves so much. Because what I find now, after this, let's say, couple of years, I also find that there is a missing, let's say, stand or a point that would connect all our diversive, let's say, processes that we pass through. And this is what I miss, and this I didn't expect. Somehow I was thinking that we can develop this structure, and the only connecting point that I find is Jana and Gregory, through this blog, that it's kind of archiving, let's say, not everyday practices what we do, but it's archiving what we are dealing with. And that's why I find this as a very important standpoint in this project. And if you ask me what I would do, is that I would really invest into this, because this is for me something coming from an archive also, is also something that we always miss and we don't do. We don't archive ourselves. And that's why we are not so visible, and we do so many things, and we really did, differences in many aspects that are not really visible. And I find this very, not problematic, but I find it like kind of bezveza.
It's a waste.
It's a kind of a waste, not for us, but also for larger communities and etc. So therefore, thank you. I don't know, for me, NDI stands in a position that have this potentiality for its development, because I think different things and aspects were developed, but in some way have to recognize the challenge of the lacks that we kind of missed in the process, and to find the strength to articulate this. Then I would mention this again, what you do with Jana, what Gregor and Jana are doing. And the second is really to gather all the people to reflect on what do we expect it and where we think we can go.